Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got some exciting news to talk about regarding the Toronto Maple Leafs and a potential signing that could really shake things up. We're diving deep into the rumors around Jared McCann, yes, the former 40-goal scorer who the Leafs once had but lost to the Seattle Kraken in the expansion draft. Before we get into all the details, make sure to hit that like button if you're a Leafs fan, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest news and analysis from the world of hockey. Now, let's get right into it. So, Jared McCann. What makes him such a hot topic right now? For those who might not remember, McCann was actually part of the Maple Leafs roster not too long ago, but was left unprotected in the Seattle Kraken expansion draft. It's one of those, what could have been, moments for Leafs fans, a player who has proven himself as a solid offensive threat and could bring serious firepower alongside Austin Matthews. Let's take a look at McCann's recent performance. Playing for the Kraken this past season, he managed to rack up an impressive 61 points across 82 games. That's no small feat, especially considering Seattle's overall team performance has been below average. What stands out most is his knack for contributing on the power play. As a specialist in this area, McCann offers the Leafs an additional option when they have the man advantage, something that could be a game-changer in tight matches. From Seattle's perspective, the team might be looking to shift gears. After two challenging seasons, the Kraken could be planning to rebuild with a younger core. Jason Botterill, their new general manager, is likely to bring his own vision for the team, focusing on developing fresh talent and reshaping the roster. This means McCann, who's now established as one of their best offensive players, might become a trade piece. One potential trade scenario fans have been discussing involves Easton Cowan, a promising young player from a Leafs system. It's speculated that the Kraken could be willing to part with McCann in exchange for Cowan as they look to infuse youth into their lineup. This could be a win-win. The Leafs get a proven scorer ready to complement Matthews, and Seattle gets a young player to fit their long-term plans. Now, imagine what this means for the Leafs' attack. Adding McCann gives Toronto more depth, versatility, and a dangerous weapon on the power play. It also eases the pressure on Matthews to carry the scoring load. Plus, McCann's experience and scoring ability could provide valuable leadership and consistency. Of course, all of this is still in the realm of speculation. Trades and signings depend on a variety of factors including salary cap considerations, player preferences, and team strategies. But given the current landscape, the possibility of Jared McCann returning to Toronto is an intriguing one that Leafs fans should definitely keep an eye on. To wrap up, the potential return of Jared McCann to the Maple Leafs could be a major boost for the team's offensive capabilities and overall strategy. With a proven track record and the power play prowess to match, McCann might be just what the Leafs need to take their game to the next level. Now, let's delve a little deeper into what Jared McCann's potential return could mean for the Leafs roster dynamics and future prospects. Firstly, McCann's versatility is a huge asset. He's a forward who can play across multiple lines and positions, which is exactly the kind of flexibility a team like Toronto needs. With Austin Matthews anchoring the first line, having McCann on the second or third line creates more balanced scoring threats. This prevents opposing teams from simply focusing their defensive efforts on Matthews, giving the Leafs a much stronger, more unpredictable offense. Moreover, McCann's style of play complements Matthews well. He's known for his strong net front presence and an ability to find scoring chances in traffic, something that can turn power plays into goal-scoring opportunities. The Leafs have sometimes struggled to capitalize on power plays consistently, so this addition could mark a tactical improvement. From a strategic viewpoint, adding McCann could also ease pressure on younger forwards. Players like Michael Bunting and William Nylander might find more room to develop without the full burden of offensive output. It's about creating a depth chart where scoring is distributed across several players rather than relying heavily on just a couple. We should also consider the potential cap implications. Jared McCann's contract status and salary demands will be crucial in any negotiations. Toronto's management will need to balance the salary cap carefully to fit him in without sacrificing other key players or prospects. That said, McCann's proven production could justify the investment, especially if it leads to a stronger playoff run. Now, looking back at the Kraken situation, it makes sense for them to consider moving McCann. The team is still in its infancy and trying to build a competitive roster while developing young talent. Jason Botterill's fresh approach could mean focusing more on draft picks and younger players rather than established veterans like McCann. So, trading him for someone like Easton Cowan would fit this rebuild philosophy well. It's also worth noting how this potential deal fits into the bigger picture of the NHL. Expansion teams like the Kraken often have to make tough decisions, especially in the early years, to find the right balance between experience and youth. Meanwhile, established teams like the Leafs are looking to maximize their window of opportunity to compete for the Stanley Cup with a strong supporting cast around their star players. In conclusion, this possible acquisition of Jared McCann is more than just a simple player signing. It's a strategic move that could reshape the Maple Leafs lineup, improve their power play, and bring added depth and experience to the team. For the Kraken, it's a step towards rebuilding and refreshing their roster for the future. Now, let's take a moment to consider the fan perspective, because Maple Leaf supporters have been through a roller coaster with roster decisions in recent years. The departure of Jared McCann during the expansion draft was a tough pill to swallow for many, especially after he proved he could be a significant offensive contributor. Seeing him flourish with the Kraken only adds to the bittersweet feelings. There's always a sense of what if when a player leaves and then excels elsewhere. If McCann does return, it could feel like the Leafs are correcting a past oversight, a way to bring back a piece that fits well with their current ambitions. But beyond sentiment, the move needs to make sense on paper, and from all indications, it could. Historically, the Maple Leafs have been aggressive in pursuing talent to support their stars. With Matthews and Mitch Marner as the cornerstone players, the team is hungry to build around them with depth scorers and specialists. McCann fits the mold perfectly, a player who can score, create chances, and contribute on special teams. It's also interesting to look at how McCann's play style contrasts with some of the other forwards in the Leafs lineup. While Matthews is a dynamic goal scorer and playmaker, McCann is a more gritty, opportunistic forward who thrives in tight spaces and under pressure. This variety in playing styles could be the key to unlocking more consistent offensive output. On a wider scale, this potential move reflects the ongoing chess game in the NHL between established teams and newer franchises. Expansion drafts and rebuilds create unique opportunities and challenges. The Kraken, still finding their identity, must decide whether to keep veterans like McCann or focus on youth development. For the Leafs, seizing opportunities to add proven talent like McCann shows a commitment to contending now rather than rebuilding later. The NHL is highly competitive, and with teams like the Tampa Bay Lightning and Boston Bruins consistently strong, the Leafs need every edge they can get. It also raises questions about future expansion drafts and how teams protect their players. The Leafs, having lost McCann once, will likely be more cautious about protecting key depth forwards in upcoming drafts. To sum up, the potential acquisition of Jared McCann by the Toronto Maple Leafs is a fascinating storyline with plenty of layers. It's about more than just one player. It's about strategy, roster balance, and the constant pursuit of Stanley Cup glory. If the Leafs can bring McCann back, it could be a masterstroke that boosts their offensive firepower, adds valuable experience, and improves special teams. Meanwhile, it gives the Kraken a chance to accelerate their rebuild with young talent like Easton Cowan. As always in hockey, the next few weeks and months will tell the full story. Trades and signings can happen quickly, and fans will be watching closely to see how management navigates this complex landscape. That's it for me today. Thanks.